Have you ever really paused and wondered why certain things in your life feel unavoidable? Why you were born into that family, in that place, at this exact moment in history? Why some people walk into your life and change you forever, while others barely leave a trace? There's a deeper reason for that, and it begins with something called your soul contract. Your soul contract is the agreement you made before you were born, not something imposed on you, but something you chose. You designed it yourself. You chose your family, you chose your challenges, you chose your opportunities, you even chose the people who would cross your path. In a way, you were the writer, the director, and the main character of your own story. The only difference is, this decision was made before you entered the physical world. When you were born, something important happened. A veil fell over your awareness. You forgot. And that forgetting wasn't a mistake. If you remembered everything, why you're here, what you're meant to learn, and how it all ends, there would be no real growth, no genuine choice, no discovery. Free will would lose its meaning. The veil exists for your growth, not against it. It's like learning to walk. If someone carried you everywhere, you'd never develop balance or strength on your own. But here's what most people don't realize. Even though you forgot consciously, your soul never erased the contract. It was stored deeper, in your intuition, your instincts, your subconscious awareness. It shows up as feelings you can't explain, pulls you don't know how to justify, dreams that linger long after you wake up. That quiet inner voice that speaks when you finally slow down enough to listen. Forgetting also serves another purpose. Your soul contract isn't a prison, it's a starting point, a basic script. You are free to grow beyond it, to exceed what you originally planned, to evolve in ways even your pre-incarnate self couldn't fully imagine. Most people never question any of this. They move through life on autopilot, following expectations, chasing approval, ignoring the inner pull. But if you're here, watching this as a seeker, something in you already knows, you feel it. A quiet remembering has begun, and reclaiming your soul contract isn't about going backward or uncovering forgotten data. It's about becoming fully awake now. It's about recognizing the patterns, the signs, the synchronicities that have always been around you, waiting for your attention. Your soul contract isn't a rigid destiny. It's a map you created when you had a wider view of reality. And now, here in this human life, you get to rediscover that map and decide how consciously you want to walk it. So let's go deeper. Let's explore how your soul speaks to you, how to recognize the signals, how to decode the patterns shaping your life. Because you didn't forget by accident. You forgot so you could remember in a more powerful way. Your soul has never stopped communicating with you. It whispers constantly through channels the rational mind often dismisses as coincidence. But in the deeper order of things, coincidence doesn't exist. There is only synchronicity. That moment when you think of someone and they call minutes later, when you're struggling with a decision and overhear the exact answer you needed from strangers nearby, when the same number keeps appearing, when books, songs, or conversations start echoing the same message again and again, that's not random, that's alignment trying to get your attention. I remember a time when I felt completely lost about a major life decision. For 2 weeks straight, everything around me pointed in the same direction. Every conversation, every movie, every song, even a child playing nearby kept repeating the words, "Follow your heart." It felt less like suggestion and more like my soul saying, "Please listen." Dreams are another powerful doorway. Your soul often speaks most clearly when the logical mind is quiet. Recurring dreams matter especially. Dreaming of flying may be about freedom. Dreaming of teaching or healing may be a reflection of your deeper purpose, and sometimes the messages aren't subtle at all. Have you ever walked into a place and felt like you'd been there before, or met someone and felt instant familiarity, like a reunion rather than a meeting? That's not imagination, that's recognition. Your intuition is perhaps the clearest signal of all, that inner knowing that warns you when something feels wrong, even if it looks perfect on paper, or the nudge to act in a way that doesn't make sense until later, when it turns out to be exactly right. That voice isn't random, it's your soul guiding you based on knowledge far deeper than logic. Your emotions also carry messages. If injustice deeply upsets you, if helping others fills you with energy, if certain situations trigger reactions that feel bigger than the moment, those aren't flaws, they're clues. Repeated obstacles are clues too. When you push against a path that isn't aligned, resistance appears, not to punish you but to redirect you. And when you're aligned, things often flow with an almost uncanny ease. Your fears are also messengers. Fear of speaking may point to a calling to be heard. Fear of rejection may relate to lessons around unconditional love. Even the people who irritate you most often reflect parts of yourself that are asking for growth. Nothing and no one shows up by accident. So the first step is simple but not easy. Pay attention. Step out of autopilot. Write down synchronicities. Track your dreams. Notice emotional patterns. Trust intuitive nudges. Because patterns are where your soul leaves fingerprints. Let's talk about those patterns. Look at your relationships. Do the same dynamics repeat, even with different people? Do you always play the same role? The caretaker, the rebel, the mediator? Those patterns point directly to your soul contract. Professional patterns matter too. Are you drawn to leadership, creativity, precision, service? Even recurring struggles, self-worth, money, belonging are not punishments. They're challenges you chose in order to grow specific inner strengths. Your soul doesn't choose easy paths, it chooses meaningful ones. Family roles are especially revealing. Your family was your first classroom. The role you played there wasn't random, it was practice. Patterns of loss and renewal, health patterns, even timing habits, arriving early, late, rushing, over-preparing, all reflect how your soul relates to control, trust, and flow. The key is not judgment, it's understanding. Once you recognize a pattern, you regain choice. You're not a victim of your patterns, you are their architect. And when you see that, patterns stop being problems and become doorways. Now let's go deeper. One of the most direct ways seekers reconnect with their soul contract is through regressive meditation. This isn't about forcing visions or chasing proof. It's about creating the conditions where remembering can happen naturally. These memories aren't somewhere far away. They're already inside you. Choose a quiet space. Turn off distractions. Let your system know you're available. Breathe deeply, slowly. Let your body soften. Visualize yourself descending a spiral staircase, each step taking you deeper into awareness. At the bottom, imagine a peaceful space of light. There, you may sense a presence. This is your higher self, you, beyond this lifetime. Ask simple, honest questions. Why did I choose this life? What am I here to learn? How can I serve more fully? Don't force answers. They may arrive as images, feelings, words, or sudden knowing. If nothing comes immediately, that's okay. The connection itself is the beginning. With practice, this dialogue becomes clearer, and over time you can consult this inner guidance before major decisions, relationships, or transitions. Your natural gifts are another key. They're not accidents, they're tools your soul carried forward from other experiences. Think about what comes easily to you, what people say you're just good at, what energizes you instead of draining you. Sometimes your gifts hide inside traits you were told were flaws. Sensitivity, stubbornness, talkativeness, worry. Often, those qualities are just power without direction, waiting to be understood. Look at your childhood. What absorbed you before the world told you what was practical? Those interests were pure signals. Your gifts also show up in what bothers you about the world, what you feel compelled to fix, protect, or heal, and in what people consistently come to you for help with. Some gifts are invisible to the person who has them because they feel normal, but they aren't. They're needed, and they're meant to be used. No one enters your life by accident. Every significant connection involves a soul agreement. Some souls come to support you, some come to challenge you, some return life after life in different roles. Not all relationships are meant to last forever. Some contracts are short-term, and completion is not failure. Understanding this doesn't mean tolerating harm, it means extracting wisdom without bitterness. When you see relationships as part of a larger design, you stop taking everything personally and start seeing the deeper choreography unfolding. If you're still here, reading or listening as a seeker, know this. Your soul has been guiding you all along. The signs were always there. The remembering has already begun. And the more consciously you walk this path, the clearer everything becomes. Not because life gets easier, but because it finally starts to make sense. If this resonated with you, share it with a friend. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. Awaken, ascend, become.